Oh, never mind. You good?
Uh-huh.
Wow. All right, now it's gonna come off. Ready? Never mind. What? You good?
Yep.
Oh my God. Well, here we go, everybody. Started rebuilding the hoop house. Handling down there. Got a lot of rework to do in here too. Got to fix this garden bed right there. I got a gap on both sides, so I'm going to just try to bring this down so it's 8 feet. So I got to redo this garden bed, redo some of the wood right there on the outside. Nice. I got this wood up on the top right now, just temporarily, so the rabbits can't get in. That's not going to stay like that. Yeah, got a lot of work to do. Looking forward to it because this gigantic hoop house is going to be 8 by 18. A lot of space for growing. Hopefully I can grow through the winter and or do a great head start, jump start to next year. If anything, stuff grew amazingly awesome inside the hoop house this year. So I'll have it for next summer and spring. All right, everyone, the project has begun. I'm getting ready to take the plastic off. First, I need to take that wiggle wire off, and then we can expand it all the way to right there. All right, so what I need to do is I need to take this wiggle wire off. This wiggle wire is what's holding the plastic on. So I'm just gonna go and grab this and then take it all the way out. So when we're doing this hoop house, we're gonna have to, we wanna make sure we have a nice square corner. So right there, that corner, we're gonna wanna make sure it's a nice square 90-degree corner so my post can fit in there. And yeah, we'll start doing that step here next. But before we start working on that, let's take a look over here at the smoker grill. I just did some oranges and I'm smoking them right now so I can make an awesome bourbon or brandy old fashioned. We'll see how it goes. It'll be a little treat for me for making progress on this new hoop house. Alrighty, so I started rebuilding this one garden bed. What I'm doing here is I'm doing some nice wood on the outside to make it give a little bit of a more cleaner finish, cleaner look. What you doing? All right, so I'm using this wood here for a nice clean look going up. And then I just rebuilt the walls with the 2x4s. Got that right there. So I have a nice square corner right there. So the next thing I'm gonna be doing, I'm gonna be setting my post here. So I went and made the ground nice and flat where that post is gonna go. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna be going 3 feet up with my post. So let me go ahead and cut one of my posts and then we'll set it right here in the corner. So the posts that I'm using are 4x4 by 8 feet long cedar posts. Those are the posts that I'm using that are gonna go 3 feet up and they're gonna help provide the hoop house with some more stability. All right, so the best way to cut these 4x4 beams is to use your miter saw. So I have a line marked off here at 3 feet, because remember my posts are gonna be 3 feet high. So I'm gonna give that a cut. I'm gonna bring it over there. And then if it's off just a little bit, like for one of my posts that I did, I needed to trim another 1.5 inches off. Just come back, trim it off. What I do is just put my 2x4s across, put my level on, and then just get it so the 2x4 is nice and level going across, and we cut whatever we need off on the beam. So actually the very first thing we need to do before we do the post is we need to mount the rebar. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So we need to go ahead and put our rebar here in the ground, and that's what our PVC is gonna set in, just like over there, to make the arch. There we go. So I got the PVC in there. Now we're gonna go ahead and just put the piece of wood, the post, as close as we can. So the way that I'm doing my post is I'm gonna be putting it right on the outside wall of here. So this is the outside part of my hoop house. And you'll see there's a little bit of a gap right here. That's perfectly fine because I'm gonna end up putting a small piece of wood going all the way across, which will fur that out a little bit so I can put my wiggle wire right on top of that. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this beam mounted in. I got a bracket and I got some long screws. Hey, so as I was putting together this video, I realized that I forgot to go into detail on a specific step. Spoiler alert, you're gonna see the hoop house pretty much done. Just don't pay attention to that. I'll show you the rest down the video. So after your post is up, go ahead and get one of these mounts right there. Put one there and put one on your other post. And then put your 2x4 in between those two posts. All right, so I got the first line of the hoop house down. This will be giving it some great structure. Should be good to go. And well, just like any project, I had to go get some more wood. I had to get a couple more of the 4x4 posts. I needed that because I needed to add a little bit more stability to the frame that's going around. And when I had to rebuild that other garden box, I had to go grab some more 2x4s. So, and I also forgot some rebar when I was at the store the last time. So, got the rebar, got more wood. I should be able to complete the frame of the new hoop house today. So now you'll see I have most of my frame going all the way around. Right here, this opening is where I'll have my door to go in. So now that I got the frame, I'm gonna start getting my hoop put together right there on the top and start framing in the door right here. So one thing that you really wanna do when you're putting the hoops on, you wanna go ahead and glue them together. So I have some primer on here. I have some primer here on the coupling. And then I got my PVC glue. I'm gonna go ahead and glue those together. Otherwise, what's gonna happen, like what happened to me, it popped away in the doorway and it was kind of ripping the plastic apart. So make sure you glue your pieces together. Okay, now that we have our hoop up, we're gonna go ahead and start framing out the doorway. Super easy to do. I just put a piece from here to there, going straight across. Then I have another piece of wood. Put it right down there on the ground and go up on the top, right up here. And go ahead and mark it with a marker. That's gonna be where we cut it for the corner right there, or for the little arch. I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing right there. So we wanna make sure that we're nice and level. Now that we know that we're nice and level, we're gonna go ahead and unscrew that. We're gonna go ahead and cut this off and put them right back into place. So we're almost done with the frame of the hoop house here. Getting ready to put the plastic sheeting on. But what I did really quick is I wanted to get my back window in over here. And you'll see I just made a basic frame with a window here. So I have a window frame that can fit in here. So I believe it's 17.5 by 33.25. So all I did is made this opening for that. The window that I have has a hinge that will be on the inside. So in the springtime, when it's not super warm out, I can go ahead and shut that. And then during the day when it gets hot, I can crack it open a little bit. It'll get nice airflow going right through there. And looking at the hoop house structure, there's only one other thing that I need to do, I believe. I'll check it over again. Is I need to put at an angle from that corner down to that corner and over to there. It'll just help secure the door, because right now you see it's really floppy like that. So I'm just gonna go on an angle from here straight down to there. So a little technique that I do is I go ahead and just cut that top right up there on a 45, and I put it where I want it to go up there. Sorry, I had a bee coming after me. And then what I do is right down here, I just put it where I want it to go, and I just strike it with a marker. And I'm gonna go cut it, and it should fit right there. And there we go. It's sitting right in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and screw it. I'm gonna be screwing on the inside of this right there. And I'm gonna come down here and just screw right on the top. And there we go. Got the screws in. Still a little floppy. So we're gonna go ahead and put another one from here down to there. And then I'm gonna come back and just put another piece going straight across there. It's still gonna move, but that's okay. This hoop house is designed to move with the wind. And again, while I'm editing this, realize that I had to do a modification to the top of that door, and I didn't record it. What I did is up on top on that PVC, I just put a screw straight down into the wood on both sides of that. The doorway was moving way too much, and that's why I had to go ahead and put those 2 screws in. And after I put that plastic over it, it made it a lot better on the structure. And I really believe making this hoop house so it does have some flex, that when we get those really strong wind gusts, it just moves with it and it doesn't destroy and fall apart. So one of the very last steps that you need to do before you start putting the plastic over is you want to go ahead and start getting your wiggle wire trap installed. So I'm going to put mine going all the way around the hoop house, and then we'll be able to put the plastic over the hoop house. All right, so now we have the wiggle wire tracking going all the way around. I also put some around my window here, going all the way down here. Then I put one right above my door, because we're gonna cut the plastic here and we'll just pull it back to secure it more. Like so we have it going there, and then all the way down. All right, so now after all of this work and effort of rebuilding the hoop house here, finally ready to put the plastic on. So what I did is I measured from here all the way down, then I measured from top down. And I always measure extra, so it was about 8 and change going down, so I just said 9 inches. And then from this post to this post, it was about 18 and something, so I just said 19. So I did 19, 9 and 9, and I think it came out to like 37. So the plastic I got was a 50 foot by 25 foot. So I'm not gonna trim any of the plastic off. I'm gonna go ahead and just fling it all the way down. And then when I say fling it all the way down, I mean, just gonna push it down. And then I'm gonna pull it back this way and then wrap it over the hoop house. So I guess 50 feet is a lot. Still rolled up. And it's all the way down. So I'm gonna go ahead and measure this again. And I'm gonna leave 10 inches off from that end. Or sorry, 10 feet from off that way. 10 feet from off that way, and then cut it. And I should be able to easily lift it over. All right, so I went a little bit more than 10 feet. This is the point of no return. As soon as you cut this, you're screwed up, it's game over, and you gotta buy more plastic. This roll of plastic that I got, which is 50 by 25, was 140 bucks. So you better really do not want to screw it up. So I went longer than I originally was thinking. I have it stretched out all the way. I should be fine. I think I'm way overkill like I was last year. You make your choice. If you want to make it a little bit lesser, go for it. Make it a little bit longer. So now that I have spread out, got my utility knife. These can be very sharp. Go ahead and just start cutting the plastic. There we go. My excess plastic off. Now we're ready to wrap the hoop house. All right, so here's the big lift now. So what I do is go ahead and get a ladder right here. Try to pick the center of your hoop house and start grabbing the plastic and pulling it over. Whew. Finally got the plastic up. Now that the plastic's up, we're gonna go ahead and grab our wiggle wire right here. And we're gonna start feeding it in those little, what do you want to call them? Gateways or little tiny roads that this wiggle wire will go in. So I'm gonna start over here in this corner, and I'm just gonna go all the way down and make it tight. And then what I'm gonna do is go to the other side, pull it tight. Should be pretty good. Alrighty, so the wiggle wire is all the way down. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go to the other side. I'm gonna start pulling it forward and then pulling it tight and start attaching the wiggle wire on the back side. So after you have it all buttoned up the way you like it, I got my plastic all on here. I end up getting a door here. The good thing coming up next is planting your stuff in here. So right now, this is the end of summer going into fall here in Wisconsin, Zone 5B, where I'm at. My goal is still to plant through the winter. Don't know how I'm gonna do it. I think I'm gonna have to put an extra layer of plastic going over. So that extra plastic that I have, I'm gonna attempt to put that in here. I don't know how I'm gonna mount it up top yet. We'll work on that together. But yeah, this hoop house expansion kind of just came to me. I'm like, stuff is growing so good. Why don't we just make the rest of this 18-foot garden bed a gigantic hoop house? Fortunately, family said, let's do it. I have the budget to do it, but I'm okay with $800. That's why. My kids, my family, we all love to come out here and eat the food that we grow. And I hope you do the same. You know, that's my mission for Matt the Garden Guy, is to help you, to teach people how to grow the food that they eat. So please like, share, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Until next time, keep growing, and I'll talk to you later. Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining me and watching me on this video on how I built my new extended hoop house, 8x18. Had a fun time, had a good time showing you guys how I did it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please give this video a thumbs up and a like, and go check out my other videos that I have here.